Excuse me. Stop sharing. Um, so it seems like it doesn't allow me to play the video again with the sounds. And
I mean, if there is a technical issue, we can move ahead and have
yes, I think we can move
and start with the presentations.
The presentations, and I'll be sending the video in the worst case to everyone. Apologies for this inconvenience. Yes, it doesn't allow the sound, so we'll start with Mr. Deport's presentation in the meantime.
Okay, thank you very much. No,
Do you still want me to share your presentation, Mr. Deport?
Yes, yes.
Okay. We'll be sending the video to participants right after the webinar, but for now we'll continue with the presentations with our wonderful speakers. Thank you so much for your patience as we move on with the technical difficulties with the slow internet from our side of the globe.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Dickel. I'm Yvon Desportes. I'm the Dean for International Academic Relation at Montpellier Business School in France. And now for 30 years, MBS has developed a systematic international academic policy. This development has been contemporary with the development of the European Union as a political unit. It first concerns the member countries of the European Union, then the USA and Canada, then Latin America as a whole, then Asia and Australia. Our cooperation with Russia goes back 5 years now. We started working in Africa 5 years ago as well. At the present time, we intend to consolidate our presence in all those regions, in particular, but not exclusively, to develop our presence in Russia, Asia, and especially Africa. The balance sheet of these, the next slide, please. The balance sheet of this cooperation today is that we have a total partner universities of 191. Of them, 63 are AMBA accredited, other AACSB accredited, EQUIS accredited, and as you see, we have a percentage of internationally accredited partner universities, which is 68%, and we are heading to go up 75. Please, the next slide. The activities that we develop with partner universities are diverse. Of course, we are working inside of the Erasmus Plus programs of the European Union. We are in Europe and we cooperate deeply. We are under the European Charter of Academic European Cooperation. our international cooperation can have following framework: bilateral relations, bilateral agreements, Erasmus programs, internal cooperation inside the associations we are member of, like AABS, and this is exactly the first activity that we have with AABS, or AABS, or CLADEA, and no GBSN, Global Business School Network. And of course, we will do our best to cooperate with all those international institutions. The international traditional cooperation can be the articulation programs. It can be, of course, the student mobility with internationally accredited partner universities. We are working on the base of teachers' mobility, staff mobility has to be developed too, and of course, we are interested in jointly elaborated programs, but my colleague Usama will speak more about that due to the complementarity between the programs, of course, and the international policy. So that Usama will speak more about that. We are developing two, and this is the next slide, with the title Progression Policy. The progression policy, we use the word progression according with the British Quality Agency. They make a difference between the progression and the articulation. The articulation is when students can move from one university to the other one in a reciprocal way. The articulation is when you are offering in your university, for diverse reasons, the possibility for the students of other universities to go up in your own university and to admit them under particular conditions. In the progression policy, this is exactly the sense of the British word progression. Our objective is, of course, twice. It's to frame the conditions under which students from other places in the world can access MBS degree program. This is very important that they come for the degree programs, not for some credits, for the full degree programs. And the other aspect of a progression agreement with a university is not only to facilitate the admission of their students and the way of their participation to the international recruitments test, but is to help the partner university in its development, academic development, social development, etc., and particularly in the capacity building, cooperating on the capacity building. Doing that, of course, we are working even in the sense of the recommendations and good practices in the European Union. Erasmus Plus is a program facilitating the cooperation on the basis of capacity building for universities in the world. Those progressions partners are internationally not accredited. And this is one of the way to cooperate with us, maybe to go the first step in the direction of a future accreditation. Thank you very much. I wanted to get the next slide. An important way of international cooperation with MBS is, of course, the admission of international students into the MBS program. We admit international students who are not coming from a partner university under diverse forms, and they can make, of course, the admission test to the bachelor program. We are open to that. This is one of our strong policy to increase the number of international students. It is true too for the master in management. There are still students, and particularly we are open to recruit students for the MSCs. And you have here a list of MSc specialties: finance, marketing, digital transformation, etc. And these programs those programs are accredited by the French Conference of Grandes Écoles. And the postgraduate program, of course, Montpellier did develop and is still developing a doctorate in business administration program. Those programs are part-time programs, and they are designed for highest level executives, and they can be carried out in 3 years. Of course, a DBA program is not a track like a bachelor program or a master's program. So that this is based, in that case, in a case-by-case discussion with the direction, of course. And at the end, this is a part of the possible contribution to the capacity building and to the international cooperation on development, is that this is a possibility to, even case by case, to be a doctoral student. And in that case, of course, potential students should take contact with the service of ELSA to know how they could be admitted into a PhD program, which is done in the cooperation with the University of Montpellier. Particularly, we are interested in those profiles in getting students who are professors, who are teachers in universities in which they don't have the obligation to have got a doctorate degree to be a university teacher. This is very common in the world today, to have teachers in universities who have not doctor. And this is one of our possible help to the development, to help those universities to get more doctor, contributing to make their teachers part of a doctoral program or a doctoral courses. Please, the next slide. And of course, a very important aspect of our international cooperation, and we are working very strong in developing that, is the executive training. We did until today have more generally a local national action in the executive training. No, this is a new development in our institution to work on an international basis. We have some examples, and we are deeply interested in developing in cooperation with companies in your countries, with universities in your countries, to develop joint executive training programs. I believe this is a short, I did know that we have a very, very short time to explain what we are doing. In my field, this is a field which is overlapping, of course, and complementary with what Usama will explain to you. I wanted essentially to say that we are no member of AABS. We are deeply proud to be a member of AABS, and you can be absolutely sure that we will, at Montpellier Business School, all the team that we are, engage in the international cooperation for research, for the programs, etc., and that we will examine any cooperation proposition from AABS and from one of its members within the framework of AABS, and to do always our best to give a positive answer after a very, very strong analysis of the proposal, opening ways of cooperation with African partners and with the African Association for Business Schools. Of course, you have our mail address, and for any question, then you can send us your proposals and suggestions, and we will be happy to do our best to start a very, very interesting and necessary cooperation between France and the African partners. Many thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Deporte. We'll now be passing on to the next presenter, which is Mr. Osama Amar. Your microphone is muted, Mr. Osama.
Yeah, hello everyone. Sorry, I'm just trying to share my slides. I don't know, do you see them? Do you see my slides?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So thank you everyone. We are very glad to be here today to present Montpellier Business School and particularly in my case to present the academic programs. My name is Oussama Ammar. I'm the Associate Dean of Academic Programs at MBS. And in order to complete what my colleague had just presented to respect also the timing, I will probably go straight to some key figures here that will help position our school in education, higher education. So if you look at mainly what is strongly related to the program, we are talking about more than 3,600 students and more than 100 faculty members. This is important to see that our students are really coming from different backgrounds. We're represented by different nationalities. We have different nationalities for our students, so diversity is a key point here in the student population we have at MBS Business School, and also in terms of number of foreign students on campus. So this also show that we really give importance to international collaboration and to offer our students international study paths in their different programs. If we also look at the positioning of the school in terms of accreditation, we are a triple crown business school with an accreditation at the AACSB, AMBA for our executive MBA and NICWIS accreditation. We have also national recognition for our degrees. So we have the for our bachelor degree and also for our master degree. And for the MSc programs, we have also the recognition from the what you call CGE or Conférence des Grandes Écoles in France. In terms of ranking, I mean, what we can see here is that it's very, very decent positioning and also successful in the French market with the third best French bachelor, 11th best French MSc, and a good positioning also worldwide for our master in management. So this is just to give you also an indication of the quality of our programs and also the positioning in terms of ranking. If we look at our portfolio of programs, as been mentioned by my colleague, we have let's say 5 category of programs. The first one, which is Programme Grande École, which is actually a program that starts after 2 years of preparatory programs, and we also for international students accept students into the 3rd year or the 1st year of the program through the international examination or international, let's say, examination to enter the program or admission process to enter the program. So we do accept international students into this program. At the 2nd year of this program. This program is a 3-year program after 2 years at the bachelor level, and those 3 years at the second year of this program, we do accept international students into this program to get a recognized degree from the Ministry of Higher Education. We have also a bachelor degree, which is a 3-year bachelor. The bachelor offers different opportunities for the students to continue their education by joining a Master of Science degree, a master degree, or a master degree after 3 years. This program is offered in French and also in English, and we do offer also the possibility of doing apprenticeship program and also the continuous program. The apprenticeship program is a possibility for the students. And if we're talking here about international students, after having a first experience in France of being in apprenticeship program, they can enroll into this program in that they with an experience in a company and trying to alternate courses in the school and a period in company. So it's more learning experience, very interesting learning experience for the students. For this kind of program, we usually look at collaboration with different business schools by considering 3+2, for example, when the students start in their home country and get the bachelor degree, to continue afterwards to the third category of programs, what you call the Master of Science, which is usually done in 18 months, which is accredited by the Conférence des Grandes Écoles. And we have, as been mentioned, also 5 main MSCs: Finance, Marketing, Digital Transformation, Business Excellence, International Business. But within each of those MSCs, we have a first semester, which is more kind of strong foundation in business, and then we have different tracks within each MSc. So, for example, if we take the example of finance, they do our first semester in finance, but second semester we have different tracks or different kind of specialization within the same MSc. We can find fintech and responsible finance. We can have advanced finance, and so on and so forth. And for the digital transformation, we can have digital management, and we can have also artificial intelligence. So this goes from 5 actually main generic MSc to 11 specialization through those different tracks. So this gives the students a lot of possibilities, and this is also usually interesting for international institution to consider the possibility of going for 3+2 when they have the bachelor degree recognized, and going through an admission process, of course, because in order to join the Master of Science, we have a number of criteria that we need to look at in terms of interview, motivation, transcript, and all that, and level of English to join the Master of Science. And Master of Science is completely taught in English. The Bachelor, however, is taught both in French and in English. Then we have the Executive MBA, of course, which is more, it's continuing education for leaders, and we look into those junior executives that they have already experience in business, and they are here to kind of learn, get some insight about new managerial practice, about managerial transformations, leading transition in their institution, and get ready for the next step, which is more having a leader position in their companies. And of course, as mentioned by Yvonne, the Doctorate of Business Administration, which is also meant for executives who would like to gain critical knowledge and critical insight about a given topic, and they need to deepen their knowledge about and develop their critical thinking in business. So this is with a different perspective than the executive EMBA, and this is also totally taught in English. Let's move to, I mean, of course, it goes without saying that international experience is very important for our students at MBS Business School, whether it's as part of the program, as part of the curriculum, the possibility of going abroad for 1 semester or 1 year, the possibility also of going for 2 years or 18 months to get a double degree. So we are looking at all the possibilities that give the students this really international exposure. So we'd be glad to work with the members of AABS to consider what are the different possibilities also that we can offer our students here that could be added to the different possibilities we have already. And finally, which is probably linked to what we have mentioned, Executive MBA, which could be considered as part of the executive education. We try to build on the expertise of our faculty members and the excellence of teaching in order to develop customized and tailored executive training programs to the market needs and expectation, by working with companies who would like to have specific needs nationally or also internationally in terms of positioning or preparing their managers to develop some specific competencies or skills. And we work with those companies to tailor a dedicated program. Those programs also have a kind of a recognition by the Conference of Grande École, which is what we call badge certificate. So it is a guarantee of quality of the executive program. And we also develop certificate programs, which is more, let's say, with a focus on artificial intelligence, focus on digital marketing, focus on data science, focus on managerial transitions, conducting managerial transitions. So any kind of skills and competence that will prepare the managers today to master new skills and have and deepen their knowledge in a new area that will help them strongly in their position. So this is also something that we would like to develop nationally and internationally, because in different ecosystem we can have different needs, and sometimes the expertise of our faculty in our also expertise in executive training could help also international companies abroad to propose dedicated program for those companies. And sometimes also the idea of an alliance or a partnership, when we can bring on the table our expertise, and with the collaboration with an international partner, we can share our expertise and build together a dedicated program and tailored program for the companies. And this is actually we have, as you see here in the slide, many references with companies, national, international companies that we work with. And the idea we're trying to here at MBS Business School try to make the difference, of course, nationally and internationally. And of course, I hope with our collaboration and joining this international network, we would like to also have an impact and work together to a better future for higher education and for our programs. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot. Thank you so much. We'll be passing on to Ms. Kassar Jan for presentation.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can just put it.
Wonderful. I'm just going to make sure that it is in presentation mode. Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Elsa Kassar. I'm the head of research valorization and acting head of research. Today, I want to give you in 7 minutes an overview of the research undertaken at Montpellier Business School. And to do that, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the international dimension of our faculty, present the main research areas, some research intellectual contributions, academic impact, and also individual research collaborations. So throughout my presentation, what I try to do is find examples, because I had to pick some examples only, but examples that were relevant to AABS and AABS members. So for example, 60% of our faculty is international. We've got citizenships from all over the world, but what could be of interest is that we've got 4 faculty members from Tunisia, 1 from Morocco, 1 from Algeria. We recently, back in October 2020, hired a postdoctoral researcher from Ghana, and we also have 1 from Tunisia. As Yvon Desportes mentioned, our faculty is involved in supervision or co-supervision of PhD students enrolled either at the doctoral school at the University of Montpellier or all around the world. So we've got 1 PhD student enrolled in Montpellier who's from Morocco, and he's actually working for MBS. And we've got 2 PhD students who are based in Tunisia, but still co-supervised by faculty members of Montpellier Business School. And we've got a research assistant from Morocco. So research assistants are PhD students who are not supervised or co-supervised by faculty members, but can still work for Montpellier Business School to support all our faculty in their research activities. And of course, if you've got any question, feel free to write them down in the chat or later on in the presentation. As far as main research areas are concerned, Montpellier Business School, like all institutions, probably encourage research in all traditional disciplines of a business school, so all management disciplines, because our faculty have to show that they're current in the fields they're teaching. And that is to allow our students to benefit from research-informed teaching. Nevertheless, MBS encourages to research themes that are closely aligned with our mission, that is to say, sustainability and CSR on one hand, and entrepreneurship and innovation on the other hand. And those happen to be themes that are also quite close to AABS. We currently have 5 research and teaching chairs. So I've listed their names here. We've got social and sustainable finance chair, sustainability, communication and organizing. This is the one on sustainable development. And we've got inclusive management and societal engagement. And this is on CSR. So these 3 ones are on the first theme, sustainable and CSR. And we also have one chair dedicated to social entrepreneurship and inclusion. So that is on entrepreneurship. We have a 5th one called PEGAS that is on air transportation and air transportation management. And because entrepreneurship is so close to our hearts, I also wanted to mention that we are part of the Entrepreneurship and Innovation Chair that is held by the University of Montpellier. This example also illustrates the fact that we have strong connections and strong collaborations with the University of Montpellier through the doctoral and PhD students we share, through common chairs of research and teaching. Finally, another point that I thought was worth mentioning is the fact that in October 2019, we launched our own Unicenter for Social Business and Finance Inclusion. And we were lucky enough to launch that in the presence of Professor Muhammad Yunus, who is the Nobel Prize, Peace Nobel Prize laureate 2006. On the next slide, I wanted to illustrate briefly the nature of our intellectual contribution. In France, research is assessed based on the number of articles published in peer-reviewed journals and on the quality of the journals these articles are published in. So this is the reason why I only gave you here some examples, numbers on PRJs. So in the last 3 years, we've published more than 100 academic articles in PRJ, peer-reviewed journals. We've done that for 3 years in a row, just to show that we are very productive. So we've got the quantity of articles, but we also have the quality of the articles, given that in 2020 only, we published 23 articles in the top tier journal, what we call rank 1, CNRS and FNEJ. So typically the journals in the Financial Times 50 list would be included in the CNRS 1 or FNEJ 1. And another example, another illustration of intellectual contributions is the case studies. So since the 1st September of 2015, we had 25 case studies accepted for publication. I provided an example here from Hélène Echanchu on a Global Foundation, which is an association based in Mali. As mentioned, PRJs are one way to assess the quality of the research. It's one example of intellectual contribution, but we've got other ways to assess academic impact. For example, membership, recognition by our peers. So we actually are a member at an individual research level from our faculty, a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Ghana. Funding is also another way to assess the quality of our research. And I gave you just one example. Between 2018 and 2020, we were a member of a consortium who received money from the European Union to work on a project on water sustainability in West Africa. A last example of academic impact lies in the prizes and awards we being our faculty can receive. And I've provided you with 2 examples that I thought would be relevant. So Best Paper Award or finalist, Best Paper Award in IAM in Morocco back in 2015. And in 2019, one of our academic staff member was a finalist for his paper, for a Best Paper Award. Finally, I wanted to finish by presenting some individual research collaborations. Professor Yvon Desportes and Oussama Amar also mentioned some institutional collaborations, but I wanted to show that there are the institutional level, but even at individual level, there are collaborations already existing. So we've got collaborations with the University of Pretoria, the University of Ghana, ISCAE in Morocco, but other institutions in Ghana, Morocco, Tunisia. So I've just wanted to briefly list some of these. And that is basically the end of my presentation, but I wanted to open up maybe the conversation to potentially mention some possible collaboration avenues in the future. Because reading the chairman's note of AABS, I noticed, of course, that collaboration is a very strong word. So I wanted to suggest some possibilities. And of course, feel free to contact me should you want to explore some of these with me or coordinate your activities. I don't know how you want to proceed, but I was thinking that maybe it would be worth if you were to communicate for example, events you're organizing, whether it's conferences, call for papers, etc. If you want, let me know so that I can circulate this within our faculty to encourage them to participate. Of course, we would do the similar thing and let you know when we're organizing a conference, even if it's a virtual one, or if we have calls for papers, because our faculties often are guest editors, for example. So I'm more than happy to let you know about these opportunities. We can explore opportunities, as Professor Yvon Desportes mentioned, to supervise or co-supervise some of your professors for doing a PhD. And finally, we can also explore the possibility of supervising or co-supervising PhD students together, whether these students would be based in your institutions or whether these students would be based at the University of Montpellier. So those are just some examples, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have or continue that conversation by email or chat or whatever. So thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Elsa. We're now gonna pass to it's Professor Giuliani, I think, Philip.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you want me to share your slides, or should we? Should I?
I send your slides. So if you.
Yes, I'll share them. Share screen. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Philippe Giuliani. I am professor at Montpellier Business School since more than 10 years, and I'm acting as the head of the faculty. Okay, so I will present the faculty AABS. So yes, it's fine to remind our missions, which is what we are trying every day to do through all the teachers and with our students. So train through higher education programs manager, strong in the diversity, aware of global responsibility, and with the value of ethics, open overall performance, global responsibility. Very proud and attached to this value, of course. If we go more specifically on the faculty members, can you? These the definitions we had about the diversity. And the diversities, as the other said, very important in our faculty. We have a lot of quite 60% international teachers. So the diversity is very present in the faculty members. And diversity is also present in our programs and in the teaching of the faculty. Okay, can you? Okay, yeah, some figure. We've already seen that. We have more than one permanent teachers. These teachers are, we have 4 departments, so around 25 different teachers in each department. 96% of the faculty members have a PhD degree, and some of them, we see that even a HDR. We have 3 chairs. Okay, we talk about that, so we can go further to the next step. Yeah, here you can see the composition of the faculty. You see that the full professors increase in the last years, so that demonstrate progression in the competencies and skills of the faculty members. These competencies and the faculty, this growing up, as Elsa say, are driven by research, but also about the teaching quality, which of course we are very attentive. So you can see that we have also developed our percent of HDR professor. It means the teacher who are able to drive and conduct especially doctoral students. You see that the number of nationalities also increase, and we are also very attentive of the percent between the gender. So here we try to be very in line with our values. Okay, here it's a composition of the different departments. So we have classically a department about finance, accounting, with Guylaine Loubet, with the head of department and also teachers. We have the entrepreneurship and strategy department with Walid Nakara. Okay, it's just to show you how diverse is our faculty members. Okay, you can go on and see. Okay, marketing, sales. It's with Jacqueline Boissel and Franck Robert, which is more about human resources, CSR, and this sort of topics. Okay, if you have any question, I'm at your disposal for this brief presentation of the MBS faculty members. Thanks to you, and I hope to hear about you soon.
We'll only be taking a few questions because we have the French webinar in less than 8 minutes. So feel free to ask questions. And for your information, we'll be sharing all the presentations and email addresses of the MBS faculties. So do not hesitate to contact us should you want to contact them or anything.
Thanks, Dikel. I want to, on behalf of AABS, thanks Montpellier on their wonderful presentations. I think we have received a few interest already from collaborations, and we'd be more than happy to facilitate those between our member schools and Montpellier as our longstanding associates. If you have any questions, please do let them come in. And if you think of any other questions in the future, please, you have our emails. We'll be sharing the emails of the team And please feel free to email them directly or email us, and we'll be more than happy to connect you.
Okay. I don't think we have any questions.
Perfect.
So,
well, thank you so much for everybody, for all the attendees. I hope everybody's, well, Elsa's came online. Elsa, would like to say something?
No, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone. Thank you for attending and thank you for organizing.
we'll be, like I said, we'll
Thanks,
be
Elsa.
everything, all the material to our members. Thanks a lot.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. We have actually a French webinar for also with the same team happening in less than 10 minutes. So we'll be moving over there. We look forward to more of seeing Montpellier, hopefully face-to-face when borders do open up in any of our events or their events. So we're more than happy to be there as well. So I hope everybody stays safe and have a healthy and prominent 2021. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Lana.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye.